Not like one of the ones where they shut down, but it's definitely a big one there. So for Saturday, of course, then is National Big Boy Day. You know what big boys are? Home and round and stuff like that. I always wanted to go to that. Yeah, so one of those things. Okay, so that has been the National Day, and so we're going to give this song a little bit of a listen. KWTN 100.9 FM, Faded by Soul Decision.
For real. I know we from different sides, you know. And I ain't even gonna lie. I'm a thug. But I got a question for you. Can you see yourself fall for somebody like me? What's up?
So what you wanna do? A girl like me, a guy like you, what we could do? It's whatever, babe, anything that we want to.
I got a question. You know. Now look. You can see yourself fall for somebody like me? And in fact, if you could, I got money now. Can you see yourself? You have to move back up in the hood, not doing sex. Lady, and I'm gonna have to ask if it's good. This rap stuff stressful. Let's go see if we could relax in the woods. When I first met you at the bus stop, looking all shy like telling your friends how much that you hated my type. But I'm betting to change. Now I wanna put the game on it, put the reins on it, and power the things on it. Sooner or later, probably have tattoos with my name on it. Now look, I like to live fast.
Can you guess the name of this song?
You know me, if you know me, OG.
You know who's singing it or rapping.
Not quite a relationship. Some girl I come off from tour, I can't wait to get with. Not the stupid chick, the one I probably could vacation with.
I think, what do they sound like? I don't know. I don't know.
This is definitely turn of the century, and it's back when they used to have those logos on their albums and singles and stuff where there was like a whole bunch of bling on the letters. This is one of those. So if you don't know it, ladies and gentlemen, of course, that was Faded by Soul Decision on the song before this. This is Silk the Shocker featuring Maya with the song Somebody Like Me. This is definitely a throwback jam. So our topic of the day we got to get to with the few minutes that we have left, guys. We're not right up to it, so don't feel hurried. But we're talking about movie quotes that elicited an emotional response in some way. Any emotion. It's not just sadness or whatever, it's anything. And so we're up to number one. Who wants to go first?
Go ahead. For number one?
Yes.
I'll go first. So for my number one, let me see here. My number one, I have from also in 2017. So they put out the Guardians of the Galaxy 2, Volume 2. And it is when Yondu is talking to, what's his name? Quill. And so Yondu basically raised Quill, but he wasn't his real biological dad.
Yes.
And Quill's dad was a god or something like that. But Yondu raised him. And so when he's talking to him, he's like, he may have been your father, boy, but he ain't your daddy. And it's just the way he says it, because I think he ended up dying in that movie, right?
Yeah, because he had the fun arrow, didn't he?
Yeah, the whistle.
Arrow. Yeah, that thing that would, yeah.
So.
So.
But he just played that father figure for him. Even though he was kind of like, came off like they were always fighting or he was mean to him or whatever. They just had that. But I don't know. It's just the scene of it. And I have two boys that aren't biologically mine as well. And then I had a stepdad growing up. So it just kind of, I don't know, touched my heartstring a little bit.
Oh, good one. Okay, nice. Number one there. Okay. Are you ready, Sharon T, for your number one?
No, I can't even think of nothing.
Okay. Well, while you're thinking of one, then I will give you mine. My number one goes all the way back to, of course, one of the best sci-fi movies of all time, if not the best, in my opinion. Of course, it always fights with aliens. It's the other one. It's Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. And the quote that comes from that is when Captain Kirk is delivering the eulogy after Spock has essentially saved the entire crew by going into the engine room and, you know, getting into the toxic air and all that kind of stuff, and saving the entire crew in the ship and all that kind of stuff. And then when they're giving the eulogy, and Captain Kirk is basically, you can hear his voice breaking and stuff. And so that is where he says, of all the souls I've met in my travels, his was the most. And then he pauses, and the greatest acting human, you can feel him fighting back the tears and stuff, because Captain Kirk doesn't cry, but at the same time I was sitting there like
That's a good one.
Yeah.
but yeah, so that's my number one.
I can't even think of anything like the movies that I wanted to talk about or mention. The only thing that I kind of kept, and I had to figure out what he was saying because I didn't remember, but remember on Inside Out when Bing Bong disappears?
Yes.
And then he's like disappearing and he says, take her to the moon.
Yes.
Yeah. And then it's just like, it just made me cry. I remember watching that and I just cried, but I can't remember. I was trying to think of what emotion did he represent?
He was the imaginary playmate.
Imaginary playmate. Okay, so he didn't necessarily, he wasn't in any real emotion.
No.
Oh, okay. But anyway, yeah.
But that is a very big tearjerker on that scene.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a good one, because we were actually
Bong.
talking about
Yep.
that in one of the, was that Bago
Winnebago
Talk?
Talks,
Yeah,
yep.
Bago
Oh.
Talks, because the movie night that they're going to be having coming up later this month is Inside Out 2.
Oh,
They're going to be
nice.
showing that at the big screen downtown
Next week on
the
Tuesday.
18th.
Yep.
Yeah, I forget the date, but look for that on all our social media, because we're pushing it out there. Inside Out 2, and that's where Riley grows up a little bit more, and then it introduces other emotions.
Yeah, I got a message that
What?
something happened with the YouTube feed that it dropped, but it's back up now.
Oh.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, all right, whatever. So I figured. Okay, guys, so that has been our topic of the day, and it's a good one. See, you were able to pull stuff out of there. Yes, good job. Yes, and I never, because when we were talking about, of course, Inside Out, everybody had the same basic responses, like they cried or they were with somebody who cried, you know, and all that kind of stuff. Because
Yeah.
I told them, you know, our kids were, Savannah was literally bawling.
Yes.
And our boys, you could tell that they were mentally impacted.
It's a good one, though.
Yes, so that's a very good
Yeah,
show.
that's crazy. I didn't know you guys been talking about it. Or anything.
Yeah, we did on Bago Talks. And so, like what we said, Inside Out 2 will be debuting in the theaters now or whenever, but then it's also going to be shown on the big screen down in here in Winnebago on
Yeah.
Movie Night. So look for that. Okay, guys, so we went through all of our programming here, and we're almost at the point at the end of the show. So what's your last minute shout outs? While you're thinking of one, I'm going to say thank you again to all of the people that are out beautifying our community. Winnebago always looks great. I'm not seeing a ton of, like, I guess I want to say different flowers, although they are out there. So this year there isn't a whole heck of a lot, but I do notice the ones that are there. But at the same time, a lot of the mowing, a lot of the trimming, a lot of that stuff has been going on. And so everybody that toils out in the sun, I see your work, and congratulations to that. And then the other shout out I was going to give to whoever finally made the decision to reopen the track to allow people to go there and walk. Me and Sharon Teed went down there yesterday. It's open, I believe, every night during the week until 9. And so we went down and walked, and it was nice. And I said that because I did a video. That's the first time since COVID.
Yeah.
Yes. And I'm like, oh my God, what's the holdup? So whatever. But it was
Never.
nice. So shout out to whoever finally made the decision to let the people walk. So, yes. All right. What do you got?
I want to give a shout out to DJ Mac Attack. So Sandy Mackie Scott II and Shiley's Porter. They'll be here on Monday, June
okay.
17th. They have a new episode of Indigenous Voice coming over the noon hour. So in place of the big hour, we'll have Indigenous Voice episode 9 with Sandy and Shiley's. And they'll have a special guest joining them. So because of the special guest appearance that they have scheduled for this month, usually it's the first Monday of the month. So we had it this. We're moving it to the 17th so that special guest can join them.
Oh, that's nice.
Very good. Of course, that's Janet Jackson with Go Deep. Okay, this is our deep cut that we're going out with here today, guys. And of course, this is Kylie Minogue with I Can't Get You Out of My Head. I love this song. So who's your shout out, Sharon?
I think I'm going to give a shout out to...
Any birthdays?
No, I can't think of anybody right offhand, but I wanted to give a shout out to all of the information that the health department's putting out. I think I got too much sun this weekend because we were out a lot, and I'm experienced some overexposure and everything. So those are really helpful hints. Stay hydrated. Make sure your pets are getting water and get them into some shade, and because they matter too. And I just hope everybody stays safe because it's going to be hot the next couple of days.
Yes, it is.
Touch.
Water those pets, guys.
Yes. Okay, that's it.
So, all right. Thank you guys for joining us here on the REZ Ride on KWTN 100.9 FM. Like I said, Kylie Minogue is our deep cut of the day. Can't Get You Out of My Head. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next week. KWTN 100.9 FM.
You are now dialed in to the big voice, KWTN 100.9 FM. The official radio